Welcome back to AI Unraveled, your strategic daily briefing on the business impact of artificial intelligence. It is Monday, December 1st, 2025, and the landscape is shifting faster than the ink can dry on traditional reports. Today, we are looking at a historic tipping point. Chinese developers have officially overtaken the U.S. in the open AI economy, driven by a new model that just crushed Western benchmarks. Plus, Black Friday wasn't won by retailers. It was won by AI agents, which drove an 800% surge in traffic and killed the traditional search bar. We are also covering Runway's new video dominance, the looming memory chip shortage, and the vibe-proving math AI that just solved a 30-year-old problem. Let's unravel the news.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we have a really critical strategic briefing to unpack. We are looking at the global AI landscape as of December 1st, 2025. And if you've been following the AI race, you need to prepare yourself.
Oh.
That seems like everything we thought we knew about who's leading in terms of capability and market share has just been fundamentally rebalanced.
That's absolutely right. Our mission today is, it's not just to report the news, it's to pull out the most crucial, the most disruptive nuggets from this analysis.
Right.
This briefing shows a huge power shift in AI dominance, massive market disruptions, and frankly, some astonishing intellectual milestones.
So the core questions are pretty clear then.
Yeah. Who is actually winning the AI race today, and what are the immediate, tangible economic consequences for everyone?
We're going to tackle this in three main parts. First, we'll get into that new geopolitical leaderboard. We have to understand what caused this collapse of U.S. dominance in the open source world. Second, we're diving into pure capability breakthroughs.
Yeah.
I mean, how are these hyper-specialized AI teams in math and video just leapfrogging the trillion-dollar labs?
And that's a fascinating story. And then finally, we'll connect it all back to the physical world.
The domino effect.
Exactly. The domino effect hitting everything from memory chips to, believe it or not, how you did your shopping on Black Friday.
Okay, so let's start there with that seismic shift in the open economy. For years, the narrative was just so simple. U.S. tech giants set the pace.
Right. It was a given.
But the new data shows that dominance isn't just fading. In the open ecosystem, where most new developers and startups are building, it has completely inverted.
This is the headline finding from that big MIT and Hugging Face study. They analyzed 2.2 billion downloads over the last year.
An incredible sample size.
It is. And the critical detail is this. Chinese developers have officially surpassed the U.S. in the most used, most active part of the AI economy.
Okay, what are the numbers?
Between August of 2024 and August 2025, China captured 17.1% of that market share.
And the U.S.?
Just behind, at 15.8%.
Wow. So it's not a huge lead, but it's a lead. And it's a symbolic one.
It's a massive symbolic one. And what's really fascinating here is that the Chinese surge is almost entirely driven by just two players.
Who are they?
DeepSeek and Alibaba's Quinn. Together, they account for a dominant 14.2% of the entire open market.
So two labs are basically carrying the entire country's market share.
Pretty much. And meanwhile, the former giants, Google, Meta, OpenAI, the ones who controlled over 40% of downloads before 2023, they are completely gone from the current top list, not even on it. The top U.S. player now is Comfy, and it holds just 5.4%.
That suggests either a strategic failure or maybe a deliberate choice by the U.S. incumbents. Did they just cede the field?
It was a deliberate choice that led to a strategic failure. The U.S. giants, they pulled their most advanced models behind these proprietary API walls.
To monetize them.
Exactly. To monetize immediately, protect their edge. But in doing so, they left this massive vacuum in the open weight space. And DeepSeek and Quinn just walked right in.
And filled the demand.
With increasingly powerful models. They've quickly become the default brains for millions of developers around the world.
And DeepSeek isn't just winning on downloads, right? They're now challenging on pure intellectual capability. Yeah. They launched this V3.2 and V3.2 special. Tell us about that special version.
It's astonishing. The special model didn't just compete. It outright beat GPT-5 high on pure math benchmarks like AM.
Okay, but even more importantly,
it achieved a gold medal performance in the International Mathematical Olympiad, the IMO.
Wait, okay, let's pause there. For listeners who might not follow these specific competitions, what does winning a gold medal in the IMO actually mean for an AI?
It means AI is starting to master the last true frontier of symbolic human logic. The IMO isn't just number crunching. It requires, creative problem solving, deep deductive reasoning, sometimes just out-of-the-box thinking.
qualities we used to think were uniquely human.
Exactly. This is proof that a highly optimized AI can now generate solutions that require these multi-step abstract mathematical constructions. That was supposed to be safe, you know? Safe from algorithms for a while longer.
And it also defeated every other AI on code forces, so it's dominating competitive coding too.
Yeah.
The geopolitical implication here is just huge. The entire global OpenAI ecosystem is now kind of reliant on Chinese labs for its foundational intelligence.
It truly is a changing of the guard. And if you connect this to the bigger picture, this fierce competition is having a really chilling effect on the spirit of open collaboration. We are seeing what a lot of analysts are calling the death of true open source.
You're talking about transparency, aren't you?
Yeah.
The study said that models disclosing their training data crashed from, what, nearly 80% in 2022 down to just 39% now?
It's a huge drop, and it's because the financial stakes are just too high now.
Right.
When training a top-tier model costs hundreds of millions, maybe even $1 billion, no lab U.S. or Chinese can afford to just give away the recipe.
It's a competitive disadvantage.
It's a massive liability. Transparency is no longer seen as a shared benefit. It's seen as a risk.
That is a fundamental reversal of the whole original idea of OpenAI.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift from geopolitics to pure capability, because the data also suggests that hyper-specialized focus can still beat the generalists.
We have two just incredible examples of this. The first is a profound breakthrough in mathematical superintelligence from Harmonic's AI system, which they named Aristotle.
Mm-hmm.
This system independently solved a version of Erge's problem, #124. This is a known, very difficult math challenge that's been open since the 1990s for nearly 30 years.
A 30-year-old problem solved by an AI. The speed of it must have been incredible.
The time frames are what will truly blow your mind.
Oh.
It took Aristotle only 6 hours to generate the solution.
6 hours.
And then just 1 minute to formally verify the proof using a system called Lean. The founder of Harmonic, Vlad Tenev, he coined the perfect term for this. He calls it the arrival of vibe proving.
Vibe proving. I love that. Okay, define that for us. What is that?
It means the AI provides the initial intuitive leap, the vibe, the non-obvious solution that might take a human expert years of just struggling.
Right.
But then, and this is the crucial part, the proof is immediately fed into a system like Lean for machine verifiable rigor. So it combines this rapid creative discovery with absolute, certain verification.
Okay, so why does this matter beyond the world of pure mathematics? If AI can now generate and confirm knowledge that experts struggled with for decades, what does that unlock?
It pushes us right towards mathematical superintelligence, speeding up proof generation exponentially. But the real importance is the application. Think about material science, complex engineering, drug discovery.
All fundamentally mathematical problems.
Exactly. Vibe proving could collapse the time it takes to discover new, useful things in the physical world from years down to days.
Okay, so from math to visuals, let's look at the second major breakthrough, because this is where a much smaller startup is just completely dominating video generation.
Yeah, Runway released Gen 4.5, and it instantly shot to the top spot on the video arena leaderboard. And that's a key industry benchmark. It's all done by blind A/B testing.
And it matters who they beat, right? This is the significant part.
That's it. Gen 4.5 pushed Google's very highly anticipated Veo 3 down, and it shoved OpenAI's flagship Sora 2 Pro all the way down to 7th place.
7th. So what's their technical edge? How do they do that?
They made a really smart strategic decision. They focused all their optimization on inference for NVIDIA's new Blackwell architecture. They aren't trying to be generalists. They are building sophisticated, physics-aware world models.
And that's the real difference, isn't it? It's not just making a pretty video from a prompt.
Exactly. It's about simulating the underlying reality. A world model means that when an object moves, it follows realistic physics. It has the right weight, the right momentum. Surface details stay coherent when the camera moves.
It avoids that weird, soupy melting effect we used to see.
That's the one. And the CEO Cristobal Valenzuela's strategy of just pure focus clearly paid off. A team of only 100 people outcompeted these massive labs because they weren't spreading resources everywhere. They just focused on mastering video.
Specialized depth beating generalized breadth.
So we've covered the geopolitical shift and these capability leaps. Now, let's ask the crucial question. What does all this mean for the broader economy? This digital arms race, it's causing immediate, intense ripples in the physical world.
Let's start with the hardest physical constraint, the chips. This historic trillion-dollar build-out of new data centers is putting an enormous, really an unprecedented premium on memory chips.
That's the crunch. The demand for high bandwidth memory, HBM, which is the specialized memory you need for complex AI workloads, it's skyrocketing.
So companies are racing to build more.
They are. Micron is investing over $9 billion to build a facility in Japan, but they're targeting delivery in 2028.
2028. That timeline tells you everything you need to know about how deep the physical lag is.
And the key problem is that this massive demand for HBM is having a domino effect on the production of more common memory chips, like standard DRAM.
Which has real consequences for consumers. For you.
Oh, absolutely. Tech firms like Dell and HP are already warning about potential shortages and price hikes over the next year. Dell's COO, Jeff Clark, he noted that the cost basis is going up across all products.
So the cost of this AI revolution is already filtering down into the price of your phone and your laptop.
It already is.
Okay, so if the chip crunch is the physical effect, then commerce is the behavioral one. Black Friday 2025 showed that AI has quietly, completely inverted how we shop.
It really did. I mean, the numbers were just staggering. U.S. online sales shattered records at $11.8 billion, up over 9% year over year.
But the real story isn't the total, it's what drove the sales.
Exactly. The driver was AI-powered deal agents, things like Walmart's Sparky and Amazon's Rufus. According to Adobe, they drove an astonishing 805% jump in AI-directed traffic.
805%. That's a mind-blowing velocity increase. And it changes the whole mechanism of shopping.
It does. Consumers are no longer typing 27-inch 4K monitor into a search box. They are now asking language models what to buy, or maybe more accurately, what they should want to buy.
So discovery now starts in a chat interface.
And it ends in a retail link. Traditional search is becoming just a verification layer at the end of the process.
That is the key takeaway, isn't it? Black Friday wasn't won by the retailers with the best websites. It was won by the models that decided what people wanted before they even started looking.
Shopping intent has migrated upstream and now lives inside the model itself.
Okay, let's pivot to the money. The financial maneuvers that are propping up this massive investment environment. Because some of these deals are getting incredibly complex, almost circular.
The classic example right now is OpenAI's investment into Thrive Holdings. So OpenAI's taking a stake in Thrive Holdings.
But Thrive's parent company, Thrive Capital, is already a major financial backer of OpenAI. It's a closed loop.
It's a fascinating circular strategy. The deal involves OpenAI embedding its own elite teams into Thrive's portfolio companies to accelerate AI adoption in, boring sectors like accounting and IT services.
And OpenAI gets equity for doing it.
They earn equity based on the success of those companies. And this follows their pattern of taking stakes in their infrastructure partners like AMD and CoreWeave.
So what's the concern from analysts? What are they watching for? Is this a real investment, or is it just a guaranteed customer contract dressed up as equity?
The concern is that these deals are designed, at least in part, to justify the astronomical valuations we're seeing. It's about ensuring AI adoption is accelerated, proving the revenue stream internally.
Which could lead to pumped-up valuations across the industry.
You have to watch for it. And speaking of astronomical valuations, the numbers we're tracking are they're historic. Elon Musk's xAI, for example, is reportedly set to raise $15 billion at a $230 billion pre-money valuation.
$230 billion.
And then look at Databricks. They're reportedly in talks to raise $5 billion at a $134 billion valuation. That's roughly 32 times its expected sales for this year.
32 times sales. That is an enormous premium, even for tech. The market isn't valuing current revenue at all.
Not at all. It's valuing the perceived ability to completely dominate future markets. And the global ambition is reflected in this. It's not just a U.S. and China race anymore.
Right.
You have Deutsche Telekom and Schwarz Group planning an AI gigafactory in Germany. They're actively eyeing the EU's $20 billion in funding to try to make Europe a serious third player.
Before we wrap up, we should probably include a more human perspective in all of this.
Yeah.
The director, James Cameron, who pioneered performance capture to celebrate actors, he recently called generative AI horrifying.
It's a poignant point he makes. Generative AI makes up a character, an actor, a performance from scratch. It's pure algorithmic creation.
And he contrasts that with his work.
Yeah, he contrasts that with performance capture, which uses technology to celebrate and preserve the unique nuance of a human performance. There's a real tension building there between algorithmic speed and human craft.
That is a powerful conflict we're navigating. So, to bring it all together for you, we've tracked 3 major irreversible transformations today. First, Geopolitical AI supremacy.
Hmm.
It's no longer a sure thing for the U.S., especially in that crucial open ecosystem.
Hmm.
Second, hyper-specialized AI can now outpace the generalists, whether it's solving 30-year-old math problems or mastering video physics.
And finally, the economic structure is already shifting under our feet, from the rising cost of chips to the complete inversion of how you shop.
Indeed. We saw Aristotle solve a decades-old math problem in 6 hours, which officially brought us into this era of vibe proving. And this is the final thought I want you to mull over. If AI can now rapidly generate a machine-verified knowledge that human experts struggled with for 30 years,
Yeah.
what fundamental areas of human endeavor, beyond math, maybe in legal discovery, medical diagnosis, historical analysis, what areas will now instantly become a mandatory collaborative task between the human expert and the algorithm?
That's the real consequence, isn't it?
It is. The shift from traditional search to algorithmic prediction is complete. That's all the time we have for this deep dive. Go explore the implications of this new, rapidly accelerating AI reality.
That wraps up today's strategic rundown. The signal is clear. We are moving from a world of search to a world of agents, and the balance of AI power is shifting east. If you are trying to navigate these shifts, you can't afford to be bogged down by outdated information flow. Stop reading reports. Start leading with insight. Leverage our zero-noise intelligence to own the conversation in your industry. We create custom AI-powered audio briefings for your C-suite. Secure your strategic podcast consultation now. Email us at info@djamgatech.com or fill up the form in the show notes. Until tomorrow, keep unraveling the data.